Throughout 2025, I found a number of really cool finds. Some of them I've talked about in previous videos, but still others I have completely kept hidden. I'd like to talk about the top 5 unexpected finds that I found in yard sales, garage sales, flea markets, and thrift stores in 2025. They were all completely random chances, and it was so much fun coming across each and every one of them. This is a funny one because just a week or two before I found these, we were at a birthday party at Dave & Buster's, and there was a Dance Dance Revolution game there. My daughter tried it out and thought it was super fun, and I said, this is really popular on the PlayStation 2 when it was around. But I never saw the game anywhere. It wasn't sold anywhere, the mats weren't anywhere, I just never saw them out in the wild. Well, guess what? I found 2 mats and 4 games at a garage sale, where I also found another item on this list, and I'll talk more about that garage sale when we get to that item. But I had walked right past these things and I never saw them. It wasn't until another buyer came in asking about the PS2 fat consoles up front that I saw these mats and games, and I walked over and scooped them up. I didn't know if they were $5 or $50 items or something completely different. I'd never seen one before in the wild, but later I learned that they're not too expensive. They're not $5, but they're not too expensive. And the reason I probably never saw one is just because they're large. I took them home, I tried them out with my nephew over the summer, and they work perfectly fine. Now, if I could just get my daughter to stop playing other games and try these out, it would be amazing. It's no secret that I'm a big fan of licensed games. I'll try just about anything, as I guess I have lowered expectations in this genre, and I don't need a big AAA title to keep me happy while gaming. But what if someone made a licensed game that felt like a AAA title at the time? That might just be X-Men Origins Wolverine, which is a game that I have on a few different platforms. The oddest of all is the PC. And I just recently found this in November of 2025. We had dropped our daughter off at yet another birthday party and popped into a thrift store next door to the party that we like to go to. And I walked over to the media section as usual, where it's usually just a sea of DVDs, but occasionally you'll find a game or two. Saw a few copies of NBA 2K something or NHL 2K whatever, and a few Wii Fit titles, but nothing that I was going to pick up. I looked down in the books area and I saw a strategy guide for Star Wars Dark Forces, which was literally the game that I was playing at the time. And I was just complaining to a friend that I need a strategy guide for it, because those levels are mazes if you play it. Even the remastered version I was playing, just mazes. And as I pulled the book off the shelf, a DVD case fell off on the shelf next to me for X-Men Origins Wolverine. And I glanced over it and I thought, wait a minute, that's not a movie, that's a PC game. And I opened it up and the disc was perfect. The instructions were perfect. The case was in great condition. Basically a pristine copy of the game. Now I knew that the game was expensive on the PS3 and not so expensive on the PS2, but I had no clue what a PC variant was like. I just wanted to add to the collection as a title that I really loved, and I thought it might be cool to have a few games with all the variants. You know, games like X-Men Origins Wolverine, I love it. The Doom series, I love it. I'd love to have all the copies of these games. And little did I know that this also has some value to it. It's around $40 to $50 being sold on eBay. And I have no way to play this anymore, but like I said, some games I wanted all the variants because I love them so much, and this is one of them. This next item is a peripheral for the PS3. It's the Nyko Perfect Shotgun for the PS Move. I found this in a box of controllers that I bought at a yard sale over the summer with the intentions of learning how to repair controllers, which I might add I have successfully repaired a dozen or so PS3 controllers at this point. And I've learned how to spot real versus fake controllers by the sound alone. Anyways, this was in the very bottom of that box, and I had no clue it was even in there. I made an offer on the box as a whole, thinking it was PS3 and Xbox controllers and an occasional PS4 controller, and they accepted it. Did you even know that Sony made movement-based controllers? After the success of the Wii, Sony tried its hand at motion-based gaming with the PS Move. And I honestly found it to be very successful. I enjoy the technology much more than the Wiimotes, and a surprising number of titles for the PS3 supported it. Heck, this is one of the few technologies that crossed over to the next generation PS4 and was perfectly compatible between the two, though it was terribly underutilized on the PS4. You simply slip your PS Move controller into the top of this gun and you're good to go. It has an optional battery functionality to add recoil, which feels nothing like firing a real pistol, but it totally is a welcomed addition to the setup. The trigger mechanism is so simply designed and feels super solid. You squeeze the trigger and it moves a little lever on the inside, and that pulls the PS Move controller's trigger. And that's really it. So why is this such an amazing find? Well, it goes for $140 to $180 for some reason on eBay, with very few listings. While the Wii version can be found for around $20 without issue, sometimes brand new in case. The reason is that commercially, the Wii was a bigger success than the PS3. And the Wii had movement controls front and center, while the PS3 was less commercially successful. And I bet a lot of people still have no clue that it even had a type of motion capability. Nyko created far less of the PS3 versions because of this. They gave it a short run, and these, combined with a niche market, make it a rare collectible piece today. I did a short on this thing before. It's the Game & Watch Legend of Zelda. I actually thought I had found a Game Boy Micro from a distance at a glance, but as I got closer, I saw it was something else, something I'd never seen before. This was at a garage sale that we go to every year that I previously mentioned that I got the Dance Dance Revolution games from. And it's one of our favorites, not just because of the items that we typically find there, which could range from all-clad cookware to video games to MacBooks. But it's a pay-what-you-want sale, where you pick up anything that you like there, take it to the cash box, and offer an amount for it. Every penny made goes toward the Pre-Eclampsia Foundation, which helps to raise awareness of the disorder and help fund some of the treatments. It's really something that we looked out for very closely when we were having our daughter, so we always make sure to go to the sale, and I always offer a fair price. Except maybe this time, because I had no clue what this was. So I wasn't sure what a fair price was. I'd honestly never seen this before or heard about one. This has the first two Zelda games from NES, as well as Link's Awakening and the original game from the 1989 version of the Game & Watch. There's also a timer game to kill as many enemies as possible, and a clock from the original Zelda showing Link attacking that you can even join in too if you want. It's really cool for a USB-C rechargeable device, and I hear there's a Super Mario version of this too in red and gold. Really cool find, but I mostly use it for the clock. The number one find of the year is a backwards compatible PS3. I never owned one of these when I was younger, though I did have a fat PS3. It just wasn't backwards compatible. And then I sold it for, I think, $60 when I was cleaning out my gaming area around 2016 or 2017, back when I really was not doing collecting. Funny story about that one, before I get into the backwards compatible one, is that the guy that I sold it to swore up and down that it was backwards compatible model, and I know for a fact it was not. I even told him when we met up, after he basically acted like he struck pay dirt, that this is not a backwards compatible PS3, and he's like, "Oh, it sure is," acting very smug like he just scored one on me here. Okay, not like I didn't try to stick a PS2 game into it or anything when I owned it. I wasn't curious or anything, but whatever you think. But this actual backwards compatible model was sitting at a yard sale on a side street in the middle of a big neighborhood sale back in May. And I wasn't even going to stop at this older lady's sale, as she only had a couple of items out on a table. And as we were driving by, I saw the PS3 sitting there, and I asked my wife to stop because she was driving at the time. And I hopped out thinking, there's no way this is going to be... And it had 4 USB ports in the front. I about fell over when I saw the $40 price tag on it, and she was totally feeling bad about the price and the sale. It had no cords, no controllers. She wrote a note on the thing that you can buy the controllers on Amazon and where to find the cords and what you needed, but it had all the paperwork, oddly enough, just no box. And that's okay. I told her I was absolutely fine with the price and that I had sold my PS3 7 or 8 years prior to and really wanted another one and was looking specifically for this model. So I was absolutely thrilled to find this and add it to my collection. I fired it up, it worked perfectly. I put it in multiple games, it didn't even sound like a jet engine taking off. As far as I could tell from the saved data on it, the console was only used for maybe 8 or 9 months. I definitely wanted to have new thermals put onto it and properly take care of it, but for now, I'm just thrilled to have a fully functional backwards compatible PS3 that was very well taken care of. This is a great example for my collection. I'm sure I'm excluding some other cool finds that I found this year, like the Street Fighter 2 miniature arcade machine, or how about this one? I have an Xbox One S that I found at the bottom of a loose box of Legos. That was a really weird one. But I just felt like recapping some of the things that you just don't see every day as the year winds down. What finds are in store for 2026? Who knows? But I know that I'll share the experience with you on Let's Build a Collection.